Session 67. Dawn breaks over New Tilverton with a reluctant gray light. The familiar sounds of a town waking, merchants opening shutters, cartwheels on cobblestones, the distant bark of a dog feel almost foreign after yesterday's journey through the scar-twisted silence. Much Obliged stirs in their shared suite at the rebuilt Ram, each carrying the weight of recent events differently. Sleep came hard, if at all. Dreams tangled with memories of shadowhounds and impossible magic. Of a guide reduced to ash before your very eyes. The ordinary comfort of beds and walls feels both precious and somehow inadequate against such experiences. 4 days. That's what Lysandra promised before the next expedition. 4 days to process what you've witnessed, to prepare for another descent into madness, to decide how to handle the growing complications of your alliance with a woman you once hunted as a criminal. Outside, New Tilverton goes about its morning routines with determined normalcy. Bakers set out fresh loaves, children chase each other through the streets, and life continues its stubborn march forward. Yet even here, the Scar's presence lingers at the edges of conversation. Worried glances towards the ruins, hushed discussions of those still missing, grateful looks at the adventurers brave or foolish enough to venture where others dare not. Questions hang in the air. What motive has turned Lysandra from kidnapper to benefactor? What happened to Professor Nightwind's team, and what force could sever a ley line itself? A sharp knock at the door cuts through your morning contemplation. 3 measured raps, neither timid nor demanding. The knock of someone who expects to be answered, but won't force the issue. Through the door, a voice calls out. "Much obliged? It's Sword Captain Silverwatch. I'd appreciate a word about yesterday's expedition." Welcome back to Cormyr, in the year of purple dragons.
Well, Fig's probably up, so she'll get up and open the door, I guess.
Ah. Dame Figwyn. Good morning. I apologize for intruding.
It's all right. How can we help you?
I have heard that your guide died yesterday.
Yes, he did.
He was a good man. I wondered if I might come in and hear what happened from your perspective.
Fig just kind of looks over his shoulder to see if the others are, like, decent.
I'm asleep.
I kind of just nod to you.
Well, not
Good
all the
idea.
boys are awake, but we can talk either way.
Thank you.
And she'll obviously step out of the way to let the sword captain in.
And she'll enter and glance about the room. You guys are technically in a suite, so you do have several rooms attached to a central, like a central living area. So.
Gather the others, Lady Figwyn.
Everyone is awake anyways. I don't know if Fel's input would be any different than ours.
If anyone's in other rooms, I'll kind of just go around and gather everybody into the central room.
She'll take a seat at your sitting area and wait patiently. Who all shows up?
Carthen's there.
So is it everybody but the elf?
I guess.
like it.
That way.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining me. As I mentioned to Dame Figwyn, I had heard that your guide, Mr. Tarn, perished yesterday on your expedition. Would you be willing to, in your own words, explain to me what happened?
We were ambushed by a pack of... They looked like dogs, but they weren't really dogs. They're more like dogs made out of shadow. And there were enough of them that I couldn't cover everyone at once.
So, he fell to one of the beasts, then?
No, he fell to Lysandra's spell. Though not, I believe, on purpose.
She cast on the Shadowhounds, if I recall.
No, she was attempting a healing spell. It went
I was
wrong and
a little distracted.
damaged several of them. And killed the guide.
I'm not a magic user myself, so I'm a little unclear. I had heard that the scar disrupts magics in some way, but does this seem typical of magic in the scar?
I feel like the one defining trait of magic in the scar is that it doesn't act like it typically does.
Magic does react unpredictably there. I don't know that there is a typical.
Didn't you have some sort of incident with Fowl in town?
Which is, in its own way, disturbing, since it was in town and not in the scar. This far out, it shouldn't have been affecting it that way.
Do you believe that the spell she was casting was necessary?
I don't know how hurt Del was, do I? Oh, man.
You were a bit distracted by being
Yeah.
Yeah, like
not
you and I
in
were
this
way
world.
away from.
You were
Yeah,
also
it was,
ethereal at the time.
it was hard. Yeah.
I'm
I can't
hardly...
say.
Oh, sorry.
I cannot say 100% whether or not the healing was life-threatening or not. At the time, I was halfway into a different plane of reality.
Magic did that also, unexpectedly.
We'll kind of look over at Del and say, well, Del, was it necessary? You.
Al will go join the group. Just with a freshly packed pipe in mouth being smoked.
And to remember,
There were a lot of things on that whole trip that were unnecessary.
I don't know that trying to heal one of the party is ever the wrong answer, though.
It is when magic can backlash horribly. We have
Didn't
plenty of
Lysandra
food.
and the guide disagree on which route to take?
Now
He
that you
did
mention it,
mention
they did have a
this.
disagreement right before she killed him.
It
Well,
wasn't right.
Right before her potential negligence caused him to perish.
But you don't believe his death was deliberate?
I think if his death was deliberate, she has a far greater understanding of how magic behaves in the scar than she's letting on.
Oh, that I definitely believe. Her understanding, that is. Whether I believe it was deliberate or not, and whether I can prove it, are two different things entirely. I believe she's certainly capable of doing so, and with someone who had made a disagreement with her, I wouldn't put it past her. But I cannot say that she
I
did
don't
that
even
on
know that I
purpose.
would call it a disagreement. It's more that he expressed confusion and she just kept going.
I've seen her hurt people for less. But as much as I would like to say 100% that she purposely struck out and caused his death, I can't.
Lord Tammarast?
Without the
Good God.
healing, it is likely that without that healing spell, would likely have been more than just the guide.
I see. So it was necessary, and an unfortunate side effect took the guide's life. That is the conclusion that I am hearing from all of you.
That is how it appeared in the moment.
Seems to be the case.
But we have known her to do unsavory things in the past, so I suppose we're a bit wary.
Your wariness is why I am here now. Any other time, and I would not have even investigated. I would have believed the word of my men, that she did all she could, and that it was unfortunate.
Were I in your place, I think I would also go with that assumption.
Well,
Something fell outside.
What's this commander's name?
her name is
Sword Captain something something.
Marina Silverwatch, I believe. Double checking. Yeah, Marissa Silverwatch.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I had that correct in my notes.
Well, I appreciate all of you being candid with me about this. In addition, there has been a spy caught within town. A demon bound to some sorcerer or another. Master Ambermere has him captive for the moment until he can figure out how to extract information from them. I doubt it's relevant to you, but technically you're the authority now, so I thought I would share.
What was the spy doing?
Spreading information. Disinformation, actually.
Possibly Symbian.
Could be, except it was spreading information against Sembia. And Lysander.
Boy, Fig isn't saying anything, but her eyes are so narrow and she's looking at Corthyndahast.
Hey, you don't know any demons, though. Like,
But she's suspicious, because she's been suspicious of Skirble the entire time. But she's not saying anything. She just, doesn't have much of a poker face.
What type of information?
Mostly just anything to discredit her.
Specifically, Lysandra.
Yes. Apparently she eats babies, according to this imp.
Well, that seems unlikely.
Unless you mean baby chickens, in which case we all do.
I don't
Doesn't
think
in the morning.
That could be a corruption, I suppose, of the child kidnapping plot, but it's a bit of a stretch.
Well, I'll leave you to your morning.
Thank you, Sword Captain.
Thank you all. And she leaves.
Fig has not stopped squinting at Corthyndahast, but she still hasn't said anything.
Corthyndahast looks very contemplative. He's purposely trying to not look like anything.
Yeah, I think you need to make a deception check.
Fireball.
That's not a deception check.
After I catch you out of the air because a dragon flew through you, and you're going to fireball me because I'm suspicious of your very suspicious familiar.
Inspiration.
Okay.
I might as well get my inspiration out of the way early.
Yep. First roll of the day is a 0.
Hooray! That's much better.
A 2. Everybody whose passive insight is greater than 2.
Even my shit roll was better than 2.
I'm just removing that because this is a passive insight. Everybody whose passive insight is greater than 2
So
knows
that's
that Corthyndahast thinks that Skirble is probably responsible. Well, that Corthyndahast thinks that he understands who's responsible, and he is a bit upset about it.
10 counts as greater than 2. It's not a plus, right?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I knew that. You guys used your inspiration like first thing in my game, so it seemed fair to use mine in yours. It never works. Inspiration's stupid.
Well, obviously this has nothing to do with us. No reason to worry.
If there's a demon in town, it's something that's involving us. Well, me.
Sure.
Logical matter.
Right.
I
How
wonder if it came from the scar.
convenient that it is perpetuating your agenda, though, isn't it?
We have time before
My agenda?
Yes, your Into the
Head
Sun
back.
agenda.
We have a lot of time before we head out.
Perhaps we should all go and investigate.
I would like to unsummon Skirble.
Yeah, you try.
Oh, interesting.
What does that look like?
Like, do you look like you're trying to take a poop? Like,
Because that's not just breaking concentration on something.
I'm waving my hand. I'm just going like, wow, dismissing. In a dismissive manner. I'm dismissing the conversation as I get up to go to my bag of holding.
Mm,
On the plus side, a commission I put through came in. And I pull out these, let's see, what are they described as? Well, it doesn't have a cool description on it. That's disappointing. These shadowy manacles.
It's just darker iron. Darker steel, rather.
I had these made in case we have to arrest a magical foe.
She looks at the manacles. She looks up at Corthin. She looks back at the manacles. She looks up at Corthin with her eyes narrowed again. Like, again, she doesn't say anything, but it's clearly like, yes, you don't have an anti-Lysandra agenda. Clearly.
It's possible they could work on this demon. Put it back in my bag folding.
Your
The
knight is
important
not
thing, I think,
impressed.
is to get a reality anchor created. He's just merrily going on with, yeah, we're not talking about that. We don't need to talk about it. Nothing to do with him. He's not convincing, but that's how he's acting.
We create a reality anchor.
Retrieved the notes from the what was it? Was it the expedition or the professor? Notes on this.
It was the expedition. I mean, the professor leads the expedition, so yes. Is the
No,
answer
I
to
mean,
your
but
question.
it was hers. It wasn't like a previous thing she'd found.
That's correct. You found it in the
Yeah.
notes at the base camp in the market square.
The professor came up with a way to temporarily banish the scar's negative effects. Lysandra carries one, but now we could make our own, should we have the funds and
Carries
desire
a
to do
reality anchor?
that. What was that?
It carries a reality anchor?
Didn't she show us that she had one?
She told you that she
Or
has
was
one.
it? She told us she had one.
She didn't show it to
She
you.
said
Wouldn't that
she
make
has
it so that her spells shouldn't have a backfire? I don't know how magic works, but
It's got a very limited duration. Once activated, it's only safe in the area for a short time. In theory.
would it take to build one?
How much is it going to cost?
That's the real thing. It is a significant investment of materials. It needs a silver disc of high quality, probably around 100 gold pieces. Some powdered brass. A brilliant azurite. That might be difficult to find out here.
I'll be back in a minute.
Is
I was
that
going to
OC
leave
or
to go to
OC?
the horses.
Oh, it's OC. Okay.
He's gonna go ask the horses if they have any azurite.
Rob Brown Brilliant is the name of a cut.
Mhm. Yeah, the azurite is the thing, though.
Yeah.
Interesting that it needs a specific cut. I suppose it's for the focusing lens.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can improve this. No, that would take too much time.
I mean, we might have nothing but time if we can't find the ingredients for it.
True. An unfortunate
Materials
part
are-
of it that I should have thought about is a large amount of crushed stone from a site of magical upheaval, such as the convenient scar. I'll have to travel back there to get the stone.
How much is significant?
How can I quantify how much would be 200 gold pieces worth of crushed stone? Like, how does that even quantify?
There's probably a direct correlation, which we would normally call a price.
Right, but I could just go pick it up and crush it myself.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's just standard stone, I mean, 200 gold could be, a metric ton.
It's maybe a pound or two.
See, it's not a whole lot. It's just I got to go back in there and not die and then come back. Do I have any spells to crush stone? I got a Kaelen, I suppose.
You also have a fig.
That's
Almost
true.
strikes.
Or she'd go borrow somebody's hammer.
Dear Lord, please don't use her sword for that.
No!
Yeah.
She'd borrow, she'd go to the blacksmith and be like, can I use your anvil and hammer to smash some stone real quick? Thanks. Or just pay him to do it if he doesn't want her to do it.
I mean, if you want to crush it on site rather than, carry a bunch of rocks back.
Take a hammer
then
with
she'd
you.
just stomp. She would stomp her feet before she ruined her sword pommel.
It's
I
a
suspect
pommel.
I suspect the gem would be the most expensive part.
Al comes back and drops.
I was going to give you a scene there when you get there.
Oh, go for it. Never mind.
It hadn't been that long yet, though. It's quite a while.
Yeah, the horses have things to say.
He clearly went to be a cheetah and just...
Oh, they're outside of town.
Yeah,
Right.
they're at the edge of town. Yeah,
Yeah, you got to go out.
it's like a 5-10 minute walk.
Mm-hmm. Never mind.
Anything else you guys want to say here before I shift over there?
No, I think Fig will be about getting some breakfast before they start doing other random shit.
Corthynd would be like, boy, I wonder who would have sent a demon into town to spread lies about Lysandra.
Make another deception.
Even if they were true lies. Oh, man.
So just to
Should have kept my mouth shut.
Shoulda.
confirm, right now it's just Fel left, so it's just Kael and
It's the
Fig
four
and
of you.
Corthynd and I.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
And-
just gonna turn to Corthynd and be like, you're not fooling anybody. In fact, the more that you talk about it, the more I'm convinced you did this somehow.
Yeah, and Corthynd is definitely, methinks the Lord doth protest too much over here right now.
Well, you know what? He's going to be honest because it's his night. You're right, I did. I wasn't going to say that in front of the sword captain.
Is Skirble really a demon?
I had.
Ooh.
Now, how am I going to lie my way out of this one?
Or fiend? Or devil? Or whatever you
Just
want to
straight to the heart of it with her.
I can't
Look.
see why the sword captain would call a thing specifically an imp, unless it was one.
They don't have magical support out here that's very reliable. Skirble is my familiar. On my orders, Skirble was instructed to find assistance in spreading rumors. Well, I say rumors, but spreading the truth about Lysandra. The elaborations that he seems to have come to were his own design.
And how was he instructed to spread these truths?
with words, I would assume.
And do you think that a lot of people around town just want to listen to a talking bird or mouse or whatever form it's in at the
Scribbles.
moment?
I wouldn't obviously walk up to someone. You know, I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure exactly what Skirble would do for the right motivation.
And I say again, how was it instructed to spread these truths?
If you're in a crowded room and you're speaking with someone, there's people speaking around you, you hear them talking. You're not exactly looking down to make sure that it's not a talking rat doing the speaking.
Well, maybe I will now.
Rumors are easily spread. It's a tactic the war wizards have used for generations. But there's enough truth about Lysandra that's not exactly things that this city wants to hear.
I mean, someone's hearing a little bit of it, otherwise the sword captain wouldn't have been worried that she might have just murdered our guide in cold blood.
That's good. It's putting them on the correct footing when it comes to Lysandra.
The sword captain said specifically that they came because of our words.
I think this eating babies rumor stems from the kidnapped children. It's an easy enough leap. When you have one rumor spread to one person, then that information spreads to another, then that information spreads to another. Things
And
get
that is
lost
how
in
you
the
get
chain.
a panic.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
Yes,
Or are you hoping for the best?
that's what I always do. I'm an optimist.
That is not the same thing, Corthyndahast.
Also, he is absolutely not an optimist.
Yeah, again, he gets a squint.
You don't need a deception
Fig-
check
Figwyn's
for that one.
She's like, is this backwards day? Or am I Corthynd now and he's me?
It seemed like the best idea at the time, when we plan on arresting her. Eventually, anyways. Before we set out on a mission with her, this town worshipped the ground she woke on. Now some of them are beginning to see the truth.
We have no word of that. We have word that most likely your familiar was caught spreading rumors. And the sword captain came to us because we raised doubts. These two things are not necessarily connected.
Now, fortunately, it doesn't really matter.
If this town, the whole town ends up against us, it's going to be a tough battle in the end.
I have enough fireballs for that.
The squinting has turned into utter
Since I like-
scandalized. Excuse me, the fuck you do, look.
It won't
Because
come
I
to
like
that.
violence. Probably not the best route here.
We wouldn't have to harm any of the common folk. We're here to prevent that, after all.
Why don't we go collect your wayward familiar and tell him to keep his beak shut from now on?
If I do that, I'd have to admit that he's my familiar.
So you're just not going to retrieve him?
He got himself into this mess.
I think it's becoming incredibly apparent I don't understand the bond between a wizard and his familiar.
Skirble, will either find his way to me, or I will retrieve him before we leave town.
Are you specifically trying to avoid taking responsibility?
I don't want to give away my hand this early to Lysandra.
You think that she doesn't assume this is your doing, or that you suspect her of further foul deeds?
I mean,
It's
she
not
knows
exactly a
you're
No, I'm
secret
sure,
you've kept.
absolutely sure she does.
You've told her.
But if I were to go, and it was known, because I am sure it would be told to her, then it would be something she would be able to use against any attempt to arrest her.
I worry that having done this only gives her precedent for claiming that she's being harassed unduly.
People always think the war wizards are harassing them unduly. That's part of the job.
You are.
I am not harassing her unduly.
You think spreading rumors.
Spreading truth. She kidnapped children. She attacked
Understood.
a war wizard and a knight. She dealt with drug dealers.
And yet, that's not the words that were being spread around.
To be fair, we don't know what the rumor mill started on and what it mutated to.
We may not know, but this is not an unforeseen circumstance of what was started by our war wizard.
You win some, you lose some.
No.
I'm pretty sure, yes. That's how it works. You can't win all the time.
You cannot, but you can also not cause bigger problems just because you're hoping for the right outcome.
No, I'm pretty sure that's part of my job description. I have to take the risks.
Taking risks is one thing. Taking risks that are beyond the scope of what you can see happening are not.
None of us are proficient enough with magic to rewind time and undo it. But in the future, Corthynd, I think, as your actions reflect on everyone in the party, we should be praised of extracurricular activities that your Scribble might be doing.
Seems reasonable, you would think that.
Just extremely high eyebrow.
He's agreeing with her.
Can you communicate with him in any way?
Once I get close enough. I could send a sending, but I'm not going to risk that. Did you have a message for him?
I don't know that I do. I was thinking perhaps you could tell him not to start any more fires, but they've been started, so...
Don't worry, I'm not consorting with demons. This magical consultant of theirs is just misinformed.
So, Scribble's just a regular bird that turns into a rat that talks.
There's nothing regular about Scribble. And then he walks out the room to go see if he can get close enough to mentally communicate with Scribble if he's out there. First thing he's going to try is, once you get out in the hallway, is to summon Scribble. See if that works.
No. It does not.
Pig's just
Didn't think so.
rubbing her face. Like, ugh.
Anybody else gonna say anything else in this conversation, or shall we? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Go
Might
ahead,
you
tell.
let Fig and I speak for a minute?
Oh, no.
All right.
They're
I'll
kicking you
go
out.
into another room.
Perhaps going to get breakfast?
Fair.
Do
You want me to order some while I'm down for everyone?
If you would.
that would be lovely.
All right. I'll go down and order some breakfast.
Did you want to cut to the
No,
stable?
no. Let's
first?
finish this scene. We'll cut to the stable when you guys are done with this scene.
Well, Fid's just looking at Del like, okay.
I want you to know that I've taken steps to mitigate my mistakes on the field.
Your
I relied-
mistakes on the field.
I relied too heavily on magic, and it caused problems. But I had some thoughts on tactics that we may wish to discuss.
Well, I'm all ears.
The outset of the battle, you and Corthyndahast split off from those we were trying to protect. I'm not sure if we might have been able to keep things more contained had we stayed together.
She's clearly giving this thought. It had been my thinking that we would eliminate the alpha. Well, the big one that looked like it was an alpha. And perhaps that would have mitigated the rest of the fight.
I understand. Please understand, I'm not trying to be critical, but to learn and thoughts moving forward. And as I said, I made mistakes. And I want to try and mitigate any others that we might make in another trip.
Well, it became painfully clear to me that I had, even with all the warnings, underestimated just how dangerous the scar actually is. I have no intention of breaking Turtle if we can avoid it on our next foray into it.
And hate to put this upon you, but I would say that perhaps this information coming from you to Corthyndahast might be more better accepted than otherwise.
Oh, don't worry. I know very well that my job at this party is to be Corthyndahast's keeper.
He's quite happy to do what he thinks is best. As, to be fair, are we all. But admitting when he's done something wrong is absolutely a weakness. And I don't want him feeling attacked.
Definitely a personality trait I have seen quite often amongst wizards, especially ones who become war wizards.
It can be a strength, but it can also be a problem, as we've just seen.
Yeah, I understand why he is that way. He has an incredibly stressful job, and there aren't enough of them to go around, but I agree that this potential thing with Skirble is a problem.
Similarly to nobility. It is stressful, but we don't always have the
luxury of being stressed?
We certainly don't have the luxury of acting without thought. Just because we think the outcome will be in our favor.
Well, I can tell you that he would not enjoy being compared to nobles.
Yes, well, when the shoe fits, as it were. I would say the same thing to several of my colleagues.
We'll figure it out. Unlike Corthynd, I am actually an optimist.
As I said, I am taking measures to do better, and I have my own thoughts on my actions in the Scar. But I just wanted to make sure that we all view everything and try and do better.
Agreed.
And now I'm certain you would be much happier downstairs with some food.
I am always happier with food.
On that note, Val, you make your way across town to the sprawling structure of sturdy timber with multiple paddocks, large covered riding area. You can see the goblin who runs the place, or the half-goblin rather, who runs the place, is out in the paddock with was Bramble your current horse?
Silvermist.
Oh, it's Silvermist, right? With Silvermist right now. Currently hasn't saddled and is gently talking to the horse. Looks like he's getting ready to go for a ride as you approach.
How's the training going?
It's going great.
Good.
Just about to take your
Have to
horse
take him
out.
for
Yeah, gonna work on that skittishness, you know?
right. Anything I could help with?
Oh, probably not.
All right then.
What can I do for you?
Just here to grab some items I've left with my horse.
Oh, and your saddlebags. They're just inside.
Thanks.
Sure thing.
And he'll head in and search through his saddlebags. Double check everything's still there.
Seems to be.
Cool. And he's gonna take 250 gold. Head back out. Oh,
Okay.
good luck with the training.
Yeah, good luck to you with your doing this stuff with the thing.
You got it. And he'll head back to the inn.
All right. You probably get back right about the time Kaelen is coming downstairs to get breakfast for everybody.
Hey, pal. Wave as I go get breakfast. You want anything specific?
Hey, Kaelen. No, nothing specific. Where's
Alright.
everyone else?
They're upstairs talking. Kind of got dismissed down here. Probably some noble stuff. I was curious. You've been with this group for a long time now, and I wasn't there when, like, you guys met Lysandra and all of this. She as bad as that Corthyndahast makes her out to be? It seems like everyone else is a little less suspicious.
Maybe worse.
Quietly, like, whispering.
Corthyndah's hung up on the details of the laws she's broken, but I got a feeling she's involved with other bigger stuff. I don't think she's done yet.
Well, I appreciate that, because I was starting to second guess myself a little bit, starting to second guess whether I should trust her or not. But if you say so, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Breakfast. I'll get you some.
Right.
And
You make your way up to the bar. Darwin is there, busy talking with someone, and he looks up as you approach. Ah, good morning.
yeah. Can I get what do you got for breakfast this morning?
Well, we've got a thick barley porridge with butter, eggs and bacon with brown bread, or a little bit of yesterday's meat pie.
The eggs idea. Let's get around to that for the much obliged party.
Is it? 5 of you, right? There's 5 of you, right?
Yes. Sorry, I must have cut off.
Right. All right then. And would you all like some ale to go with it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'll do great.
Wonderful then. That'll be
We'll
3
break the
silver,
spear.
please.
Breakfast beer?
Can you break this, and I'll put a gold piece down.
Of course I can. Takes it from you. Brings out 7 silver falcons. He actually does give you silver falcons in exchange for it. Right, I'll have it right to your
I'll leave him a
table
silver
soon, sir.
tip.
Thank you kindly.
I'll go find a table and have a seat and just wait for everybody. I'll probably maybe take out my pen and paper and just kind of doodle a little bit.
Make an insight
Maybe try to
check
make a
for me,
logo for much obliged.
if you could. So, previous times you've been in here, the mood has been somewhat, maybe not cheerful, but optimistic. Everyone seemed pretty upbeat, talking great about, how Lady Lysandra is going to save everybody. It's a little subdued this morning. A little quieter.
Anybody whispering about? Do I hear anybody talking about Lysandra?
Make a perception check. No. What they're talking about is poor Mira and how her father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
how he was a brave man.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably just kind of stay there and listen a little bit as the morning goes on and as I wait for people to come down.
Yeah. Do all of you eventually
Fel's
join
hanging
Kaelen?
out at the table. Yeah, Fel's been down there.
Yes, Fig is going to come down as soon as
Yeah.
their little talk is done and just happily devour food, as she always does.
Deltu?
I have the
Sorry,
sneaking
mic was
suspicion
muted.
Bella's... Oh.
Dell did not come downstairs.
Okay. So, not too long after, about 5 plates of eggs and bacon show up, along with 5 mugs of ale.
Think Dell's gonna come down, Vic?
I have no idea. He's clearly in some very somber mood.
I will scoot his plate and ale over to my side.
She's gonna gesture with her fork and be like, "We're splitting that."
Right. If I'm not sitting next to you, I get up and sit right next to you and bring my plate over and put that one in the middle.
Excellent.
Buddy.
All right. So you guys eat your breakfast. What's on the agenda after breakfast?
Was Corthynd there or no?
Yeah,
Corthynd showed up.
Oh, okay. As soon as Corthynd gets there, Val put 250 gold on the table. Here's a portion for the materials.
Oh,
Does the rest of the group have enough to cover it, or do we need more?
we should have enough, I think.
I would like to look at the so-called party funds, but of course Stella's not downstairs yet.
We have no more party funds. Are you kidding me? Nobody's down.
She doesn't know that. She just knows you were ostensibly collecting some and then magic, I guess.
Wait, yeah, you were handling party funds. What
That
happened?
was a long time ago.
Yeah, they got.
Yeah,
He gave up.
They
yeah.
should have lasted that long. I don't know what you're talking about.
I got like one round from everybody, and then I spent it all on healing potions.
I'm sure they've earned interest by now. That's how that works, right? You put money in your pocket and it gets bigger.
In my experience, I put money in my pocket and then it just disappears.
Over the table, Rob, just as a reminder, you do have that broken reality anchor, too.
That's true. That's true. I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah,
Where did I
that's
put that? Oh,
why.
small handheld device. That's why I forgot about it. Do I think I could fix? What would I? Okay, I'm gonna. I guess.
Finish asking the question you started asking. It was the correct question.
Do I think I can fix it?
Make an Arcana check.
I was going to say.
Like that's such a
I
good
feel like he's
question to
afraid of
ask.
rolling the arcane check.
No, Arcane is fine.
Nice.
Arcana's I got
Yes,
confidence.
you
in
think
them.
you could fix
I'm not
that.
trying.
It will cost
I'm not trying to
you-
lie to reality here.
It will cost you about the third of the price of materials for a normal reality anchor.
Oh, that's great. That's like about what we already got from Fal, our sugar daddy.
Crazy, right?
Mhm.
And then if you had another 750, you could craft a second reality anchor.
We could just give all of us creative. I don't have enough mages for that. This is a lot of rolls involved in this.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Do I think I need some more crushed stone?
Yes.
Fuck. That's
The
the
dis-
ingredient I didn't want to have.
Yeah. So the way the reality anchor is crafted, based on the notes and based on the example that you have in your inventory right now,
Mhm.
the It's a stone disc with a silver disc inlaid in it, with brass inlaid in that. And the stone disc is chipped pretty heavily on this thing.
Gotcha.
Like, there's a big crack running through it. There's also, like, some of the brass is missing. The gem is, it's fine, probably. Yeah, you could buff it out. But yeah, there definitely is a need for crushed stone.
Okay, so we need crushed stone, and then, but that's, the crystals or the gems in there?
Gem's fine, probably. Mostly.
Hmm.
Might want a gem cutter to
What-
look at it.
Oh, good. Okay. What about the arcane inlays?
They definitely, some of the brass is definitely going to need to be replaced.
Can any of it be? Oh no, wait. I was about to say, can any of it be fixed with mending? And then I was going to cast mending, but that's a bad idea.
You can certainly try.
Corthyndahast is like hunched over this device in his hand. He's turning over in his hands as he's eating, and he just starts to say something and move his fingers in a way, and then he sighs and puts his hand over his face instead, and he's like, "How do people live like this?" How do you live without being able to wave your hands and have reality be your bitch?
Al just picks up a coin and waves it in front of him.
Oh, I suppose that is one way to do it.
I usually just ask nicely.
No. Why do you have to control it? Just go with it. Ride reality's waves.
Be
I've been doing my whole life.
Like-
Four very
water.
different philosophies sitting around the table.
Control is necessary.
I mean, I could see that coming from someone of your status, but as someone, lower status, I've never had control. I've just learned to ride it. Just enjoyed the way that life brings you along.
Somewhat of my status.
control of yourself is necessary. Control of the things around you is uncommon.
Well, yeah. You remember that I'm not a noble, right?
I remember.
I didn't
I
grow
do know
up
that,
with
yes.
power or even that much money.
Thought you were at least someone from somewhere important.
I
The
came from somewhere
apprentices.
important for a while, but then a city fell on top of it. But
Still
I was
really
just
not sure
described
how
there.
that happened.
Elminster.
Elminster dropped the city on you.
That's how I've heard it.
Isn't he supposed to be on our side?
When he bothers doing things correctly. He didn't mean to be fair. And, okay, it was mostly Shadow Prince's fault.
I'm sorry. Did you just say Elminster is the Shadow Prince?
No, he was fighting a Shadow Prince.
Oh, okay.
But the way I've heard it is that, details don't really matter. Shadow City fell onto Mithranor, which resulted in me having to find new employment.
Was this when you were younger, like a kid, or is this when you were an adult?
I was younger, yes, over a decade ago, before I began my magical study.
You survive.
I did.
I think he asked how.
Oh.
How?
Well,
How?
you know, libraries are magical. As
I
if
think
that
the more I
explained it.
know, the more I know about you, Corthynd, the less I know about you. Not that Fig has any stones to throw on weird backstories.
When your cousin is the royal mage, you sometimes find yourself whisked away from a library in Myth Janor that has a city following on it into the royal palace in Sazale. None of which is technically a lie. Technically.
Well, let's finish breakfast and oh, did you figure out anything about that mysterious demon while you were out?
Didn't go anywhere yet.
Wait, I thought you left like while we were getting breakfast. Like getting breakfast settled. You went outside, right?
I was in the hallway, pacing back and forth.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought it was the alleyway or something. Okay.
This is his new honest era.
Don't mind.
It was the alleyway of the second floor of the inn.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if like one of the cleaning people or maids was named Allie, then it could be the alleyway.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? What's your next step here?
The end of breakfast right there.
Yep. You have 4 days of downtime.
Well, primarily I would like to not do anything that would compromise a long rest.
Sure.
Uh,
I'll probably
Corthyn's-
I can
okay.
train,
Training is
just
the downtime.
do some glaive training those days and
Is anybody going to do anything today that isn't pure downtime? Does anybody want to go visit
Yes.
someone? Okay. What you doing?
First, I'm going to. Man, Kinku's like so loud for me. I gotta turn it down. Hold on.
It's really loud for me today too. I don't know why.
Beautiful music, but very loud. Corthyn's gonna go walk by the near the Purple Dragon place.
Uh-huh.
Get like within 100 feet and just like mentally probe out, see if he can ping Skirble at all.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, wonderful.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence check.
Okie dokie.
She said Master Ambermere had caught it.
So he might not be there. Ambermere.
Or he might be sealed in something that prevents any kind of communication and whatnot.
I'm gonna ask around about Master Ambermere.
Okay,
See
make
if
an
anybody
investigation
knows.
check.
Not my day.
Yeah, but actually, you do get an answer. Master Anthony. Oh, yeah, he's the, he runs the warding circle. So, points towards a 2-story wizard tower. It's the same place you went and bought healing potions.
Thank you. I'll give the person a couple copper.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go wander near there. Not going in, just wandering near and sending out some mental pings.
No response. But I'm gonna... I will say, make an Arcana check. Man, your dice.
Mm-hmm.
Not good today.
Not good, no.
You, Skirble is not gone. He has not been dismissed, but something is preventing you from communicating with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so probably magic circle or some such thing.
I mean, how else does one capture a demon?
He's not a demon, so they
Devil,
might like
fiend, whatever.
put him in some sort of cage for normal people that aren't demons. Well, sucks to be Skirble.
Do they feed him? Does he need feeding?
He's probably gonna be upset, that's for sure. I'm going to, I guess. Everything's harder without magic. I can't charm people.
Whine harder.
Huh?
Whine harder.
Okay, I will.
Why would you tell him that?
My low charisma is coming back to bite me in the ass in an unexpected way. It's almost like you planned for this.
No, this is 100% expected.
I'm just going to point out the Tilverton Scar is a canon feature of the Forgotten Realms.
I know. I'm aware. Well, I would just recast Find Familiar, but I'm in a fucking Tilverton Scar. Who knows what would happen?
You can certainly try.
You become the familiar.
I have more important things to do. It would be grateful to have my familiar with me, but I also have important things to do. I can't give up my duty to save my own bacon. So I'm going to see if I can find a gem cutter of some kind.
Make an investigation check.
I also need a metal smith or like a white smith, but go with the gem first.
Oh yeah, you'd be looking for Marta over at Silverbell Crafts, and they'll point you in the direction of a small single-story building. She does pretty much all things jewelry.
Oh, convenient. Tip them a couple copper for their trouble. Going through my small change today.
Good use for it.
Go into that store.
It's a modest single-story shop with large windows to catch the morning light. Simple silver pieces and polished stones fill display cases, while the steady tap-tap-tap of a hammer on metal echoes from the back of the workshop. As you enter, a bell rings over your head, and you hear a voice, "Be just a minute." A couple more taps, and then a middle-aged human woman emerges. She has calloused hands and silver-streaked auburn hair, tied back with a leather cord. Her sharp, green eyes study you briefly. Good morning to you. How can I help you?
Yes, good morning. I have an relic of historic significance, I believe, that was found in the scar. And I'm trying to get it back into working order. It has some dented metalwork and filigree and gem that may be out of damaged. I'm not an expert on gems, obviously, but I'll bring out the device. Need to know if the gem is in good condition.
She narrows her eyes a little bit.
The silver disc.
Things coming out the scar are often a little bit... she just kind of waggles her hand a little bit. You sure this is safe?
Should be.
Well, for a silver, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll gladly hand over a silver.
And she picks up a jeweler's loop from around her neck and puts to her eye and studies the gem very carefully for several minutes. Oh, round brilliant. Very nice. The gem's fine. There's some occlusion behind it, though, that might need removing. Probably need to take it out of the set, clean the occlusion and put it back. Not too difficult to work. The real problem's your brass here, and your silver is a bit warped. I could fix most of that, but this stone looks strange and is not really my piece of expertise.
A stone I can handle, I believe, but the rest...
Can you take it apart? Do you know how?
Do I believe
Make
taking
an
it apart
check.
would... Oh, boy, yeah.
I mean, there's really no other way to repair it than to take it apart. So, yes, as long as you're careful.
Okay, I should be able to do that. I will attempt
Oh,
to do that.
Not right this minute. Let's think about it first. You think you can do it though, yes?
Yes, I have plans to build another one as well.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you can get me your silver disc and what bits of this brass are still in good order, I'll do the work for you for 5 gold plus the cost of materials.
Sounds more than fair.
Lions, mind you. None of that Sembian gold.
Spoken like a true Cormyr. Fortunately, lions are what I have.
Good. Very well then. When you've got it apart, bring it to me and I'll take a look at it.
Thank you.
Anything else I can help you with?
Not at the moment.
You mentioned you were going to build another.
I have the plans for it anyways. I thought it might help with repairing this. It seems like it would be an expensive proposition to build another.
Indeed, the disc alone is fairly expensive, and that's quite the acerite. The cut's very precise.
Seemed like that would be the most difficult part to get.
I probably have the raw stone for it, but won't be cheap.
So here's a question, fellas. Do we want a second one of these?
I don't know that they're worth the price considering how short a time span they function for.
Well, we could chain them, but yeah, it's 750 gold is a lot to put into something that...
What was the actual amount of time?
1 minute.
Like 5 minutes? Oh, 1 minute. Not even 5 minutes.
I think it's 1 minute.
Enough for one fight, maybe.
Maybe it's 10 minutes. Let me double check.
Watch it be like 10 seconds.
Nope, it is 1 minute. Yeah, it's really meant to last a fight. It gives you an area of stability for one fight, basically.
Which is not horrible. We have money. I don't know if we have that much extra money to spend, though.
I don't think we have that much.
Well, I could afford it.
And y'all wonder why we don't have public funds.
I also
I
could
have-
afford it, but it would wait me out.
I think I have less than money bags over there.
Nope, you do not anymore.
Well,
He gave a lot
Money
of it
bags
to
keeps- yeah.
Darlene.
oh yeah, that's right. He's a patron.
Yeah.
He signed up for Patreon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could get one if we wanted one. I can afford it. Do we want one? Then we'd be able to have 2 fights, guaranteed reality if we wanted it. Potentially a third if Lysandra ever used hers.
I don't know that I personally think it's worth it, but I am short of Kaelen, the most martial person here, so
What's the recharge on it? Do we know?
Dawn. It recharges every
Daily?
day at dawn.
Okay. Oh man, what does it specifically do? Like, is this going to be useful after we're here?
That's a good question. Specifically, let me find the description here. It creates a sphere of stable reality in a 5-foot radius centered on the device.
5 foot rate. Oh my god, it's so small.
Allows spellcasting to occur
reality
as
for-
normal, even if external conditions would normally prevent or alter the ability to cast magical spells. So,
Ooh,
yeah. Did you?
Yeah, that
you caught
sounds-
what that means, right?
yeah. For Corthynd, he absolutely wants one of these at least because he's going to keep that forever.
Yeah, because that means that even in an area of anti-magic or no magic, it still works.
Oh, that's really great. Unlikely to come up much. But that's really great though.
Basically, it comes down to whether you think you're going to need more than one fight a day worth of this.
Mm-hmm. And it's only going to be like we'd have to huddle up for it, which works for Dell's turtling.
I think
man.
Yeah, I mean,
over the table, I think 1 is fine right now.
a 5-foot radius is large enough for 9 people, right? Like that's
Right.
it's fairly
Yeah, you can.
generous.
Yeah, it's just you got to stay together and.
Yeah, that is the limitation.
Does it? Does it move? Do I know if
That
it
you
moves?
don't know.
Wonderful. Potentially less useful, but oh man.
Is anybody else here just watching Corthynd in their mind, like, for 1 minute every day, setting out all of his clothes, triggering it, mending.
And prestidigitation too, right?
That's a good point. I could get an extra one just for mending and prestidigitation. Oh my god. I could get one to just at the beginning of the day take my shower. Oh my god.
Just to
Yeah.
double check, the only material that isn't available just more or less anywhere with reasonable stores is the stone from the
Right.
scar.
You don't know if that's available. You have not looked
We
around
don't-
to see if there is stone from the scar here in town.
That's true. We've not done that.
No, but I'm saying if we were in, say, Arabelle, we would be able to find everything except for the stone.
Even in Arabelle, you might be able to find the stone. Remember that the stone required
not
is not
specifically
stone from
from
the
the
scar. It is stone from a site of magical upheaval, which is not
Yes.
that uncommon in the Forgotten Realms.
No, but it's not exactly, make 3 lefts and you find it
Any
on any random road.
Any magic user shop that sells material components probably sells that stone.
So I guess it is make 3 left.
I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose
Well,
that depends on how you
so-
define magical upheaval, but
Yeah.
Cast Earthquake
Yeah,
and then grab the
it's not
stone.
just cast Earthquake and grab the stone. It is more
Right.
catastrophic events. But those happen enough in the Forgotten Realms that legitimately it is probably available at any...
I would expect that they might have some,
The
but
convenience.
having pounds worth of it
Right.
might be less likely.
It is more likely in Arabelle than some backwater town. I will agree with
Right.
that.
And the convenience of the scar is we can just go literally pick
You
it up
can
off
go
the
and
ground. We
harvest
don't have
it
to pay
yourself.
for it.
Right.
That's
I'm
correct.
sorry. I am simply saying that if we take stone with us, we could create another one later.
That is true. That is accurate.
Hence why I was saying, other than the stone, everything
yeah.
else is... That was...
It's
The stone was kind of not the
gotcha.
focus of the question.
Well,
It
that
was
wasn't
everything
clear.
else.
That was not clear to me.
right.
Well,
Okay.
now it is the focus.
I do kind of want a second one though. You're right. That would let me use prestidigitate. That would be so Corthynd, wouldn't it? Just bending reality just so that he could get his prestidigitation.
If
his
Corthynd
hair
were
done.
smart, he would do that before dawn each day with what he has left of them to make sure that the
Yeah.
use doesn't go to waste.
And he is smart, so he probably will do that.
Is he?
He's smart. He just can't. He's not charismatic. He's a curmudgeon.
Hmm.
He has a point.
I'm just looking at this like, oh, I have money.
It's up to you.
Mm.
It is up to you.
I guess we don't really need another one.
You can always come back to that if it proves that we do.
Yeah, like you guys can always come back and make more later. Like the scar is going
This
to.
is not.
I have said before that the scar is not a problem you're going to solve.
It would be convenient to have a second one, but I think at the moment, I'm not interested.
All right then. Well, let me know if you change your mind.
I will. If I had a way to easily contact the capital, I might be able to put in for a commission, but... maybe I'll send an old-fashioned letter.
Don't you have one of those fancy spells? Oh, haha.
I do. I have several different varieties, but the last time I cast that, I ended up falling through the floor.
I have heard magic does weird things here.
It's not pleasant. Thank you. I'll return when I have this taken apart.
All right then.
Oh, do you know where I might be able to find stone from the scar?
Well, I would imagine the warding circle likely keeps some. Or the broken mirror. Basan is always interested in relics of the scar. She's probably got some stone too.
What's the broken mirror?
Oh, it's a novelty shop.
Interesting. I'll have to stop by there. Thank you.
And she'll give you directions to it.
No. How far is it to the scar? It's like a half day or something?
No, it's like an hour or two walk. It's not that.
Hour or two? How far do I think I would need to go? Would I need to go down that treacherous slope to get? Okay. Magic items work, right?
Have you tested that?
I used my shield.
You did. That's true. Do you know whether or not that caused an issue?
I don't
whether you
remember if
got
I
lucky
rolled
on the
for
roll?
one.
Here's
I
the
know that
thing.
I did. It did fire, but I don't
That's true.
remember if there was.
Every spell that has been attempted.
So did
has
every other
fire.
spell.
Yeah. And also, you
Uh,
guys have not been making the rolls for whether things go haywire. I have.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember if I saw you roll.
I think he rolls anyways, just to be ominous.
Me? Do that? No. I would.
I'm just trying to figure out.
In
I
your
have
fucking sleep.
a precious time to do research that I could be doing, but instead I'm chasing down fucking stone.
No, Matthew, you know better. He doesn't sleep.
That's true.
I'm gonna go by the shop. It doesn't hurt to stop by, I suppose.
The broken mirror.
Just a couple minutes of my time. Yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, is anybody else doing anything specific, or are you guys just working on downtime activities?
Fig was gonna poke her head in at the barracks.
Okay. Anybody else?
Downtime for Fel.
Yeah, I think I'll do downtime as well.
Okay.
Downtime.
Okay. Cool. Let's go to the barracks real quick.
Please do.
Yep, so it's the fortified stone building with arrow slits instead of windows. There's a small training yard surrounded by a spiked wooden fence. And, of course, the purple banner of Cormyr fluttering atop its roof, visible from anywhere in town. You make your way in, and that young man who was standing in there is there once more. He looks up as you enter and gives a salute.
Do you know if the sword captain has some time to speak with me?
For you, I think she would make the time, ma'am.
I don't want to be too much of a disruption.
Well, I believe she is in her office. I'll check.
Thank you.
Do you want to wait here, or... I'll be right back.
Whichever is better for you.
And he heads into the back, and a moment later, he opens the door again and says, Sword Captain Silverwatch will see you. This way.
Thank you. And Fig follows to Sword Captain Silverwatch.
Sword catching.
And she stands when you enter, salutes. What can I do for you, Dame Figwyn?
This feels like it might be a bit of a long shot, but was wondering if you had a few extra hands that I could requisition for the next excursion to the Scar. Specifically, I'm hoping to reduce the chance of another death by having a more complete shield wall around the vulnerable people.
Bluntly, that's why I was pleased when you lot said you would take over that role. My men are trained for that sort of thing, and the funds are not exactly readily flowing. The town has been paying for our services in those expeditions. So you would need to convince the mayor. Or pay for them yourself.
Well, I could probably do that. I hesitate taking too many untrained souls into it anyways. So I think we'll just make do with what we've got.
Not that we're untrained, it's just that we're not trained in dealing with strange magics.
I didn't mean to malign your capabilities. I just don't want to endanger your people any more than necessary. I think we will just make do with the party. But I figured if I didn't ask, I couldn't get an answer.
If you command it will be done.
Well, let me talk to the rest of the party. I may be back, but I suspect we will just leave your people here to protect the town.
For what it's worth, there's 10 of us, including myself. So, consider that.
Rather small contingent from what I'm used to, anyways.
We are about as far flung as it gets.
Well, I didn't mean to interrupt your workday. Thank you for the answer, at least. I appreciate the honesty, if nothing else.
You are always welcome, Dame Figwyn.
Actually, I have one more question, which has nothing to do with anything that we just discussed.
Of course.
Do you feel there is a place in your town that could use some extra flowers?
She looks like completely confused by that question.
Planted, not harvested.
Flowers?
Yes, my lady Shantea has bid me spread some.
No, I mean anywhere, I'm sure. But I don't know there's anywhere particular.
Okay, well, thank you. I shall leave you to your duties, though.
Good day.
And Fig will take her leave and go look for something that looks like maybe a good place to put one of the peony seeds.
Okay. And then Corthyn, you are making your way to the Broken Mirror.
Yep.
All right. It's a narrow shop wedged between two larger buildings. Front window displaying a collection of bizarre objects arranged with museum-like precision. The door has a sign on it when you approach. It says, "Please knock before entering."
Okay, I will knock.
You knock, and then I assume you try the door? Or do you wait?
I wait.
Yeah, okay. A few minutes later, a tall, thin woman approaches the door and peers through the glass at you. She has prematurely white hair and eyes so dark they appear almost black through the window. She studies you for a moment and then opens the door just a crack and asks, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'm looking for stone from the scar.
You're not going to disrupt my things, are you?
I wasn't planning on it.
Everything is precisely in the right place. Please don't disrupt my things.
What kind of monster would just move your things around?
Right.
There's a place for everything, and everything has its place.
Exactly. You understand. And she opens the door and it chimes with a strangely discordant note. The interior seems to mostly absorb sound, as if dampened from anything on the outside. Please, come in.
No, not in.
And you do see that it is full of strange knickknacks and odd paraphernalia, all very normal-looking things, except that nothing here seems normal. You asked about stone from the scar?
Yes, crushed would be best, but I can crush it
crushed?
myself,
Stone from the scar. Oh dear. Well, I'm sure I have bits of wall, bits of... Yes, I probably have bits of wall. Don't have it displayed, of course, but how much do you need?
About 2 pounds worth. Maybe 2.5.
2.5 pounds. She starts to turn around and then hesitates. You're not going to touch anything?
I hold my hands up, on my honor.
Suppose I can't live like this forever. And she says, "Wait here," and heads into the back. Do you do anything, or do you just
I touch things with my eyes.
Yeah.
Look around.
Yeah, I mean, there's some interesting things here. They're all like if common magical items have like very small amounts of magic, all of these are slightly less magic than that. They're just curiosities, really.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she emerges again about 5 minutes later, carrying what looks like a piece of wall, except that she keeps having to move her hands because her hands keep kind of slightly going through it. And she sets it down on a cloth on the counter, and it sinks like maybe a centimeter into the counter. And she stares at it a minute like she's concerned that it's going to go deeper. But it doesn't. Right. Will this do?
I'll examine it. Does it seem like it would be
Make an Arcana check.
good?
It is stone. It is clearly from the scar.
Okay. And is it a good amount that I need? Like, I need about a pound for each, right?
Yeah, so she thinks it's about 2.5 pounds, maybe?
I didn't bring my scale. This seems like it would do. How much would you like for it?
It is quite rare. Difficult to harvest. Maybe...
I just got back from the scar.
Well, then why do you need my stone?
Because I'm planning to go back into the scar. You know, it strikes me I could bring you something back from the scar in exchange for this.
Could you?
Assuming I survive, of course.
Could you? What could you bring me?
I could replace this with more stone. I could bring you the fang of a shadow dog. Or...
She, like, shakes her head a little at that. Like, she's not interested in monster parts.
Did I remember any, like, standouty part?
I mean, there's
Of
all of that
this
equipment that was
stone.
left by the expeditions.
Yeah. I could bring you an authentic piece of the expeditions.
Wait,
Something that may have been used by those who went into the scar before and have disappeared.
those have been there for weeks. What sort of things have they left?
Oh boy.
There's all those, like, brass instruments that are used to analyze the scar.
Yeah, there's a set of brass instruments for analyzing the scar. There was, let's see, I think there was like a telescope
There was.
or something.
Mhm.
I don't think I would want to give that away, though. That's expensive. Although, if we find us, I don't know if I'll find ourselves back there. There's a telescope, I believe. There were varying gauges to measure the ambient magical temperature.
Magical temperature? Well, how about this? Normally, I would sell this for perhaps 400 gold, but I'm willing to sell it to you for 2. On the agreement that you will bring me something from the scar.
That seems reasonable. I'm assuming she means 200, not 2.
Yeah.
I'll hand over 200 gold lions.
And she will motion for you to take your stone. You now have roughly 400 gold of crushed stone.
Oh boy.
Well, of uncrushed stone. You'll need to crush
I
it.
was about to say, wow, I don't even have to crush it. I tried to add a new item and it said that I can't do that.
Weird.
Rob, did you add 250 to your
Yes.
gold? Okay.
Yeah, I took that out of the 250, so there's 50 left.
Okay. Cool.
Wonder why it won't give it to you.
Oh, I bet I have to do a thing. Hold on, I probably
edit
did,
mode, probably.
There we go. Uh, 2.5 pounds. Cool.
Okay.
Alrighty, cool.
Anything else?
Yeah. I gotta go. I'm gonna go back to the inn and see if anyone has ideas on how to crush this.
Anybody got any ideas on how to crush it?
Mine was rejected earlier.
Fists or hammers.
Go to the blacksmith, hammer it.
So we have to consult the ancient book of blacksmithing.
What's the shopkeep's name that I just made a deal with?
Her name is Vesana, Vesana.
Hammers might work. He'll leave the crushing it part to his companions.
Okay. Sounds like we're down to downtime at this point, unless somebody has something specific else they'd like to do.
I'm gonna try and take this thing apart so I can go give it to the lady.
Yeah, but that's downtime.
Oh.
All right. Why don't we take our break here, and we'll come back after and do our downtime, and then figure out what happens at the end of all that.
Sounds good.
Encourage you all to look up what downtime actions are available again and decide what you want to do.
I wasn't able to find the house rules anymore. Is there a new way for accessing that?
Use the ones from Xanathar's for now.
Okay.
Just know that I break it down into much smaller increments so you can do more with less.
Okay.
We are back. Sounds like the rest of the activities you guys wanted to do are downtime. So let's go through and start figuring out what everybody's doing.
Yay.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, Fig's not doing really anything. That was easy.
Okay.
I did not spend my
Ooh.
intelligence point.
All right. Do you want to spend
I'd,
it on?
I'm gonna do that.
Yep. Go for it.
You don't want to, like, do some crime, Fig?
Oh yes, Fig is all about crime. No, I thought about doing cooking, but I think she is now worried about this town's resources not taking up too much of them.
Kaelin's
Put it
gonna
this
do
way.
some glaive training.
Sure.
You're
Go ahead. and
you're
click the
adding
button
to
on
the
that.
local economy by buying stuff.
Yes, adding to the local
I
economy with
accidentally clicked that twice. Sorry.
money
That's
they
okay.
can't spend right now because they can't get back to the rest of the Cormyr.
That's probably reasonable because I think it's in 4-hour increments. So that's just 8 hours today spent working on the glaive.
Oh, okay, I'll add that 5 back.
Who else is doing something today?
I need to take that thing apart.
Alrighty. That will be an Arcana check, I believe it is.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, no problem. You managed to get it apart just fine. You now have a disc and some arcane, some bits of brass for inlays, and a flawless round brilliant azurite, and a stone disc that's in kind of poor shape.
Okay, I'll take the non-stone stuff to not Vanessa, Vasana, the other one.
Marta, Silverbell.
Yeah.
Yep, and yeah, so she'll charge you 5
How
gold
did I
plus
not
the
have
cost
it
of
down
materials.
here?
So that'll be probably 25 gold for the brass, plus she's probably gonna need another 25 gold worth of silver.
Okay, so 55 total.
55 total.
Yeah, I'll hand that over too.
And she'll promise to have it back to you tomorrow.
Awesome.
All right. And who else is doing something today?
Al is gonna tell everyone he's going to go train with his horse. He will go to the stable, but then he's gonna just grab all his gold and try and do some gambling.
Yeah. So that Whispers End Tavern where Kaelen was drinking is the best place for the gambling. And
All right.
pull up the gambling rules here. Let's see here. There we go. All right. How much are you gonna bet? You can go between 10 and 1,000 gold.
100 gold.
100 gold. All right. So, I need an insight check.
Right.
Okay. I need a deception check. Oh, for any of these, you can replace the roll with your gambling tools.
At any time, or has to be before I roll it, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And you're only replacing the proficiency, not the ability score. So it'll be like for deception, which is a charisma skill. Normally, it would be charisma gambling tools.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll use. Gambling tools for this one. So how should I do that? Should I just roll charisma and then add 2?
When you oh right. Thought there was a way now to roll it straight off your sheet. Oh yeah, you're doing playing cards, right?
Yeah.
So if you just let me see here. Edit this. Oh, there's no way to ask. That's obnoxious. Well, you could edit your playing
I
cards
could roll
each
it
time.
and subtract 1.
Or just change it to charisma and then roll it.
Oh, can I?
Yeah. When you edit it, you can choose what it is.
Oh, easy. All right, sweet.
What did Fal say he was going to go do?
He's working with his horse.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
And then an intimidation check.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Not the one I expected to have anything good on.
So you play well, you think. You still come out 50 gold in the debt after about 4 hours of play. So you spent 50, you get half your bet back.
Okay.
I love that Fal's just going from addiction to addiction.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Del, are you doing anything downtime today?
Yeah. Dell's spending a little bit of time practicing with the crossbow.
Okay. Yeah.
And then otherwise working some sleight of hand.
Let me double check something real quick. You're already proficient in that crossbow, by the way.
Yeah, but he hasn't used one in a while. So
okay, so you're just...
That's why I said he's spending just a little bit of time.
Yeah,
kinda...
sure. Makes sense. Okay, yeah, so let's get... go ahead and roll the sleight of hand for your training on that. On your downtime page. There you go. Yep.
I think I accidentally clicked.
You did click it twice, but that would represent about 8 hours of practice if you want to just do that. Up to you. Otherwise, you can remove 5 from your...
He'll kind of practice that between taking some shots at the target.
Makes sense, sure. All right, cool. So that seems to be the day, I believe, for everybody. Although, Fal, you probably have about 4 hours left if you want to do a little bit more gambling.
Oh, yeah.
All right. How much you betting this time?
Another 100.
All right, let's go.
Oh, my goodness.
Go ahead and make your insight roll first.
Insight?
Good start. Next is a deception.
I love your dice. They're great.
Thank you.
Okay, and then last is the intimidation. You walk away with 200 gold.
There we go. Nice.
Don't forget that at any point you can turn into a bear to confuse them.
Sorry.
So
yeah, that's
100 gold over what I...
correct. Yes.
Okay. Right. And he'll head home. Whew. Tough day of riding.
Yeah. Tough day of riding. All right. So that's the end.
Weird. You don't really smell like your horse.
He was drinking.
The horse was?
Yeah.
Oh, very blazing saddles.
All right, so you guys
great.
all head to bed for the evening. You gain the benefit of a long rest.
Da, 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 da. Oh no.
What?
Am I compelled to read the book?
When's the last time you read the book?
The last time we had a long rest?
Yeah, I think you are. Well, I think you can resist. Do you want to resist the temptation?
No, I don't. I need that. I can't suffer more exhaustion.
So
Might be exhausted anyways from reading it.
do you want to resist or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to resist.
All right. I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Right.
Don't forget, if you're close to Fig, you get a bonus to that.
No. You would have to be with him all night.
I mean, I'll just curl up as a dog.
A save or a thing? That's not a save. That's an ability
That's an
check.
ability check.
Why is it? Is it different than the other sheets slightly?
No, they're not.
They're different when I'm not the DM.
Yeah. That said, your ability checks and your saves are the same, so it doesn't make a
there it's down
difference.
there.
Yeah, you down there where you literally told Mark to look for it last night.
Listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm listening. So, yeah, you are in fact reading the book.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
You gain a level of exhaustion.
God damn it. That's what I wanted not to do.
Listen.
Do I make any progress?
No.
This is a bad
Cool.
night for Corthyndahast. Are we gonna have to keep that in a lockbox with Fal's weed?
He is up early smoking.
With red eyes. Bloodshot eyes.
Actually, does he have any dream mist?
All right, day 2. What do you guys want to do?
Express
Right.
concern to Corthynd about the effect that book is having on him, because what the fuck, man?
I forgot to hold on. Forgot to actually take my long rest.
Didn't you not get one?
He gets a
Still
long
got
rest, he
one, I
just
thought.
gains exhaustion.
Oh.
Yeah, I just gain exhaustion after it. Yeah, he's not looking great.
More writing for Fal today.
Kaelen, you also get a long rest. Go ahead and take that.
Cameron forgets the long rest because he's just been training with his glaive the whole time.
I wonder if I should try to. Magic sucks not having.
Mm-hmm. So what do you guys want to do today? Day 2. More downtime is fine.
I was gonna
seriously
gamble
offer
again.
to hold the fucking book for Corthyn so he can get some sleep.
No, it's important to research this. Eventually I'll find all its secrets.
Or you'll die from lack of sleep.
There are worse things to die from than the pursuit of knowledge.
Yeah, she's basically just gonna follow him around all day like she thinks he's about to collapse.
Shouldn't you have 2 exhaustion now, Corthynd?
I didn't have any before.
Oh, I thought
Where
you
did I
did
get
have
one from?
I thought you did have one. My bad.
I don't know. My sheet didn't have any on it, so I assumed that I didn't.
Okay. All right.
It was
so,
one of the rare
Val,
times.
what did you say you were doing for downtime? I missed it.
More gambling.
More gambling. All right, let's do it.
Yeah. He's just gonna go till he's out of money.
100 again?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or time. Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's the idea. You take a set amount to the casino so you can't overspend, right?
All right, go ahead. All right, that's one.
Oh, shit.
Next is the deception.
Oh, shit.
And the intimidation.
Intimidation?
Oh.
So,
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
so first off, you lose half. So you walk away with 50 back. This is probably the hardest gambling day you have ever had. Your opponents at this table are some of the sharpest card sharks you have ever met. I rolled a 19, a 22, and a 20 for the DCs.
I gotta remember I have +3 to my inspirations.
You do, yeah. That's true. You got to remember that.
I had a 7 earlier. God damn it.
Yeah. That's true.
Y'all
all
have
right.
lower than 7 per...
Who else is doing some stuff today for downtime?
I'll probably go and work on my brews.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Ooh, yeah. Getting her some alcohol.
You, do you still have that on your sheet? You do. Oh, you don't.
Yeah.
Wait, you do?
Wait. Yeah, I have it under downtime activity now.
Oh, yeah.
Because all the brewer's stuff is in the cart, I think.
Excellent. Yeah. But you failed today. You did not make any progress towards a brew.
One of
Bummer.
these days, Fig will get on that. She has brewer supplies.
You can do
proficiency also.
one more today if you want, for a total of 8 hours of working on it. Hey, that looks like it's gonna do. There you go. And yeah, if so, you should gain 1 progress for today. And yeah, Fig, if Fig were to help, you guys would have advantage on that roll. So just for future thought.
Ooh.
All right, so that's Kaelen. Fal, did you want to do another set of gambling today?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's do it. Okay. Oh, damn. Came back with a vengeance. The guys that you faced this morning must have been, like, super aware that they had, like, gotten incredibly lucky, because they're not there this afternoon. And it is, the guys who are there this afternoon, it's like taking candy from babies. Yeah, you get double your investment again, so another 100. So you're up a total of like 100 now from yesterday, because you were down 50 twice and then up 100 twice. So.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not bad actually so far.
Mhm.
Del, you doing any downtime today?
Del's actually going to see if he can find a clothing store to see if he can convince them to let him work there.
Work there?
Just doing simple menial tasks type of a thing.
Yeah.
Making thread. etc.
Are you proficient in weaving?
I believe so.
Put on your sheet.
I'm trying to double check right now because
It would be under your skills. There's a section. Yeah, you are. Weaver's tools right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just need you to know the pedantic autist in me is very angry at you calling thread making weaving, but I'm going to let it slide.
It's Weaver's tools, which includes thread making. It's a whole set. It's not that that's actually
It's all
weaving.
inclusive. It's all inclusive.
Yeah.
Somebody should be breaking up that stone, right? When are you guys going to help me with that? I am very weak.
I thought.
Did
Fig
you
was
go and tell
actually-
somebody you had the rock to break
yeah,
up?
He
I brought
did.
the rock back
He
and said
did.
I needed to
Okay.
turn it into stone.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess at some point, if she has it, Fig will take a break from peering suspiciously at her wizard and instead go crush some rocks at the blacksmith for her wizard.
All right, so you find a place called the Needle and Thread. It's a cramped shop with bolts of rough cloth stacked along walls and a large workbench cluttered with scissors, thread, and half-finished garments. There's a wooden mannequin wearing a patched cloak standing in the window. There's a thin woman in her 50s with graying hair pinned back rather severely, her fingers permanently stained from fabric dyes. And she has wire-rimmed spectacles, and she peers over them as you approach. Good morning, young man.
Good morning.
How can I help you?
I have some time before we are scheduled to leave town again, and I was looking for something to keep me busy. I have some skill in threadworks. I thought I might assist.
Oh. And I suppose you expect me to pay you?
I'm not interested in being paid.
Really? All right, then. Let's see what you can do. Go ahead and make a persuasion check for me. And then also make a Weaver's Tools check with intelligence. Yeah. Yeah, she'll let you work there as much as you want. All right, Fig. You're heading to the blacksmith, you said?
Yes, just and hopefully he'll let me borrow
Yeah.
a spare hammer.
So
and
as
a
you
anvil and just-
head in, you find Tormund working on his. He's working something on the horn. Bending it around into a hook. It looks like maybe or something. And he looks up at you. Enter. Oh, good morrow. How can I help you?
I have some stone and a need for it to be crushed, and I was wondering if I could
Oh,
use a spare anvil and hammer, maybe.
masonry.
Cheap one, in case you don't. In case it gets damaged. I don't know.
I'm not much of a mason, and my tools aren't much of a masoner's tools, but, well, we can give it a go. Ain't that something I haven't been able to smash before? You want me to smash it, or you going to take care of it?
If you want to smash it, you can. I'm
Well-
perfectly able, though.
As a thought, you break it, you buy it, eh?
Okay, I will do the smashing, and if your hammer breaks, I shall reimburse you.
Perfect. Go ahead and make a strength check. You have advantage, because Tormund is going to be opinionated and share his opinion with you at every step of the way.
Well, that's good, because apparently I'm rolling for shit.
Yeah. This stone seems pretty resilient. Do you want to try again?
Yeah.
You spend about an hour working on it with Tormund and make no real progress. Go ahead and make another roll. Again, you have
Still with
advantage.
advantage?
Yeah. This time, another hour goes by. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, nope, that was a check. I wanted a saving throw. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. You gain a point of exhaustion, but you do manage to break it up into, fairly large pieces of rubble. You suspect you're going to need to spend another hour or two on it to get it small enough for what Corthynd needs.
Okay, I'll do it again. Another strength check.
Yep, again with advantage. Yeah, no progress this time. You want to do another?
Can I spend an inspiration and try to
You sure
reroll that?
can.
Don't forget, you get your proficiency bonus added to it.
Oh, Fig.
No, she's not human.
Oh, that's right. You're a weird shapeshifter.
I am a weird
Yeah.
shapeshifter.
Vig seems to be struggling with this.
Oh no.
Do you want to just
She's
spend
gonna
another
look
hour
up
at it?
at the blacksmith and say, to be honest, I thought it was more straightforward to smash rocks.
You think so, right? I think this is why there's a profession specifically for smashing rocks.
She kind of wipes her brow with the back of her hand and goes, as much as I hate to admit defeat, do you have a mason in town?
We don't actually.
All right, well, would I be allowed to use your forge again tomorrow if this isn't good enough for my wizard?
Sure. You sure you don't want to take another go at it now?
Well, I'll take one more try, but...
Come on, one more try. Let's see what we can do, eh?
Alright, she's gonna, square shoulders. Yeah, she is!
And you still have the advantage, so let's see. Yeah, still a 20, and a Constitution saving throw.
I did it again. Ignore that. Ignore that. Yeah, this one. Take this one.
Okay. Yeah, you do just fine. You manage to get it down to bits and pieces, very, very finely crushed. You suspect this will be perfect. And after you're done, Tormund stands back and just kind of wipes his hands. Damn good work we did today, hey?
Thank you very much for your help. Turns out it's
of
all in the
course.
shoulder.
And that's what I've been telling you.
You know your craft. And apparently a mason's craft, too.
They do a little bit more. I don't want to be mistaken for a mason.
She will give him a handshake and, pass him a silver just because he was helpful. And then
Oh,
go
that's
take her
mighty kind of you.
pile of shit to Corthynd.
Who has gone to retrieve his items that should be ready today.
They do seem to be in much better shape now.
Awesome.
And in fact, when you just line up the gem, you can see that the occlusion that you saw on that gem is gone. She has managed to buff it out of the silver perfectly, and the gem goes slots in where it's supposed to go. It looks beautiful.
Nice. Awesome. I want to spend, now that I have the time, 6 hours of my day transcribing a spell into my ritual book.
Okay. What spell?
Meld into stone, which I have a scroll of.
Nice. Very nice.
I've not had the time to put this in, but I've had the scroll for quite a bit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do want to be clear. You're not done repairing this thing yet. You know that, right?
I'm aware.
Okay. Cool.
I've got 2 more days after this, right? So
Yeah. Plenty of time. I just wanted to make sure you knew. And I think that you can just do that, right? I don't think there's any rolls for that. It's just time and...
Correct. It's just time and money.
And ink, yeah. Cool.
Time and money, friends.
Yep. All right, yeah, so you
I have,
do that.
let's see, what is it? It's 150 gold, I think.
It should be 50 per level.
Yeah,
I
and
believe.
that's 3rd level, so.
So, yeah, 150. Cool. And then, who has not gone today? I think that's everybody, actually, right? Yeah.
the time enough to try and put it together?
Not today.
After all that?
Not if you spend 6
Okay.
hours. You need at least
Nothing
4,
else.
and you only get 8 a day.
Gotcha.
right.
Gotcha.
Cool.
I need
What?
some more ink.
Yeah.
I'm going to pay a visit to that magic place.
The warding circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that narrow 2-story shop. Perfectly circular floor plan, windows of colored glass arranged in protective patterns. Arcane symbols are carved into every doorframe and windowsill, some glowing faintly blue in the dim interior. As you step inside, the man, the wizard who runs the shop, he's got his head through a curtain behind the counter, and he like startles and turns around. Hello.
Hello.
How can I help you?
I was looking to buy some ink for scribing spells.
Oh, of course, I have plenty of ink.
You seem out of sorts. Are you all right?
Oh, everybody says that about me all the time. I'm always a bit jumpy, you see. Abjuration focus, it lends one to being a bit defensive.
That is true. That is true. I favor towards evocation and illusion myself.
Ah, yes. I've never had the hand for evocation, but illusion is quite fun from time to time.
It is.
Well, how much ink do you require?
Let's say 150 gold worth.
Certainly, I can provide that. No trouble whatsoever. He goes and pulls out 15 vials of ink for you.
Awesome. I'll hand over the money. I've heard told there was a demon that was found.
Yes, an imp. A very peculiar imp, actually. Not your standard
How
fare.
so?
Oh, well, he seems to be a knowledge imp, or perhaps a library imp, something of that nature.
I, as you can see, am a war wizard. There was some word of it being a spy.
Yes, it seems so. It was here speaking ill of Lady Lysandra. A war wizard, you say? Oh, yes, I see the cloak. With the fist and the... Are you here to take him off my hand, then?
That might be best. Would certainly take a problem out of your hands and put it into mine, which I'm well used to problems.
Well, I'm happy to supply him too, but there is the matter of the box I have him in. It's quite an expensive box.
Does it prevent planar travel, then?
It does, yes.
Fascinating.
One of my own creations.
Let me see. I should have magicked up something earlier. I have. Oh boy. How expensive exactly are we talking?
The materials alone are worth nearly 1,500 gold pieces.
Now Corthin's thinking, I just want to see this box to see it now.
That is an exquisite sounding device.
Yes. I couldn't part with it for less than 3,000.
I wouldn't want you to part with it. I have a more creative way to solve this, I think.
Oh.
And I pull out my ring of mind shielding.
You have shackles.
The shackles are going to just well, I mean, I could also bring out shackles. I also have magical shackles that would keep it from casting any spells, but I think this is a more safe idea for everyone.
I'm a bit unclear on how you intend to solve this.
I'm not sure if you're aware, but if you die while wielding this ring, your soul goes into it.
Oh.
Sounds like the perfect trap for a demon. They're made of nothing but soul.
But how will you kill it without being in the hells?
If it has the ring on, it would go into it without going to the hells.
Oh, it supersedes. Oh. You're going to need to make a persuasion check there.
Can I baffle that with Arcana?
Make an Arcana check. Let's see if I'm going to allow this. No.
That's fair.
Make a persuasion check.
How much? What was he say? He was he's abjuration.
He is an abjurer.
Not worth trying to charm him. This is going to be bad unless I roll really well, which I didn't.
I'm a bit concerned that, well, if you simply beat him up and send him back to the... it's just... fundamentally seems to me that he would go to the hells regardless, since he's not actually dead, and those rings only work on the actual dead.
Then I suppose the manacles will have to do.
Manacles?
I bring out the Shadow Steel manacles.
Oh.
Shadow Steel.
Oh, would that work? Do I think that would work? I think that might work. Certainly would not work. But would it not work?
Wizards, man, what the fuck? Not work.
It might work.
Just to double up. It doesn't hurt. I can also put the ring on. I won't kill it, but keep it in the shackles, and should anything need to be done...
Very well. You have convinced me, sir. Here's what I think we should do. I will cast a more traditional magical circle, with both of us inside, of course, to hold the imp. And then we'll open the box, and you can... In fact, actually, I'll be on the outside while you are on the inside with the box. And you may open the box and deal with the imp. Does that seem reasonable?
Oh, I should be the only one to take the danger. Absolutely.
Indeed. They have this sting. It's very poisonous.
I understand.
Probably venomous.
Excellent.
How are you... Are you not having trouble with your spells?
Oh, I have plenty of trouble with my spells, but, if you're very careful and work primarily via ritual rather than actual incantation, it's slightly less onerous.
Of course. Longer study on it. You deal with all of the magical community in the area?
I do, yes.
I have come across well, we should talk about it after the demon, but I've come across plans for a reality anchor.
A reality anchor?
It banishes the effect of the scar for a period of very limited period of time.
Oh, I would pay dearly for one of those.
It might be easier if I gave you a copy of the reality anchor and just took the box.
Oh.
You'd gain any lost revenue back from copies of the anchor.
You mean the recipe for the anchor?
Exactly that, yes.
In exchange for the box. Oh, not sure it's worth.
Up to you. We can
Quite.
arrange a separate agreement for the anchor if you'd rather.
I would dearly like to pay for the anchor, but the box is very precious.
Sentimental
make-
value.
An over the table suggestion. Offer to give him the anchor as collateral and tell him you'll return the box once you've found a way to deal with the imp.
That's mean because he doesn't intend to ever deal with the imp.
You don't need to tell the shopkeep that. You just need to get Scribble out of the box and then give him the box back.
But he'd want to keep the box.
Okay, well, don't be greedy.
Oh. Well, that's a weird ask.
Look, I'm just trying to give you alternative solutions I know would have never naturally occurred to you on your own.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Not being greedy would never have occurred to me on my own. When you're right, you're right. You know, this is... Money, though. No, you're right. No, I mean, I'm already getting the guy. What do I care? I've already got Skirble back. It's fine. I don't need the box.
What do you mean you've already... What?
He means he's already got a
I've already
means
got
of
an
getting him
agreement
back.
to get him back.
Oh, yeah,
The
but
box
I
is
just...
just a convenience for me to get the box.
So, you're going to let him go ahead and do that then? He'll create a magic circle with you inside of it?
Can I insight if he's trying anything like snaky about that?
Sure.
Because I am a very suspicious war wizard.
I mean, personally, I would be more concerned that Skirble's going to talk and ruin the whole facade.
This man seems skittish as fuck, but, like, genuine.
Mhm.
He is scared of his own shadow. He doesn't know how to tell a lie. Or be deceptive,
yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I'll prepare myself to be inside this sealed binding.
Okay.
And I will...
takes out salt and powdered silver and begins to create a binding circle around you. As he's laying the circle, he says, can I build the crown for the price of this circle and otherwise the keeping of this imp? It's not cheap, you know.
Of course.
Excellent.
How much has it been?
Only 200 gold.
I'll go ahead and pay it now and reimburse from the crown later.
Oh, excellent. Wonderful. Thank you. That will be... after we're through, of course.
Of course.
He finishes...
Corthyndahast is a cad, but he's not going to charge the crown for his
laying-
own familiar's mess up.
Yes, he finishes laying the circle around you. Begins the chant.
I start to mentally project be quiet and act afraid. Just over and over in like a loop in my head. Be quiet and act afraid. Be quiet and act afraid.
I need you to make... What do I want you to do? Make an initiative check for me.
Oh, shit.
Or just a dex check is fine, too. Whatever.
An initiative check. Nobody's ever says it that way.
Yeah. It is technically correct, though.
The best kind of a correct. Dang it.
Okay. After an hour of chanting and careful intonations, you sense the shadows start to creep towards him. And he just kind of glares at them, and the shadows just back off.
Well, that's useful.
He finishes
How do
the
I learn
incantation.
shadow glare?
You are now in a magic circle with a box. And it is a beautiful box. It is like gem encrusted. It is clearly made of
I
some
mean,
sort
I think
of
it
ebony
is-
wood.
By definition, a Dybbuk box.
With golden inlays, arcane formula over the whole thing. You should be able to open it now. He won't be able to escape.
I pull the Shadow Steel manacles out
Mm-hmm.
and theatrically open the box.
Yeah, and as the box opens, you hear Skirble. I'm going to... And he flies straight up towards you.
And I will say, "Foul demon, you face Corthyndahast Tanthul. Submit and be bound."
Oh, I am overcome by your greatness. I need you to make a performance check for you and for Skirble.
Oh, no.
Or deception.
Poor
your
wizard's
choice.
gonna be like, I don't know what just happened, but I'm pretty sure it was Hanky. Never mind.
That's pretty good. Now for Skirble.
Yeah. That's charisma, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. You'd think he'd have that as one of his trained abilities. Right?
No, I would not think he would. I would think
Oh,
he
he's
would
so
like to
bad at
pretend
this.
that he does.
He's got such a high charisma. And he fumbles that.
So that is an average of 10.5.
What was the DC though?
Unknown.
Kelvin Ambermere watches all of this, and his very bushy white eyebrows just slowly creep down as he furrows them tight. Do you know this imp?
I have dealt with this before, now that I've seen it.
He seems awfully familiar to you.
Many of this foe's enemies are familiar to me.
Oh, yes, no, that would make sense. Nice.
And I'm going to clap the...
Manacles?
Sounded like his video
The-
cut out.
I'm going to...
Or
Yeah,
audio.
the...
Manacles on him.
Kenku
Okay.
went out for me, so I think Discord popped out for a second. I'm going to clap the manacles on Skirble.
Yeah, I need a deception check.
I can't help but note that you said that many
Uh.
of his foes are enemies of you.
Yeah, I meant to say many of the foes of Cormyr are known to me,
Yeah. Deception
which
check.
has nothing to do with Skirble. It's just a true statement. Okay, can I sleight of hand instead?
No, because you're lying about
Okay.
knowing him.
Yeah.
How you know
Oh,
him.
gotcha. I thought you meant for the... Okay, yeah. Ah! I said a true statement.
Yes, in a deceptive manner.
Damn it, the Ace said I always got away with this. Fuck.
He just kind of rubs his chin and his beard.
Quick, just tell him it's a state secret.
You managed to get the manacles on Skirble. Now what?
Well, I'm going to grab Skirble
Yep, you've got Skirble.
with the manacles on him.
Yep.
Project at Skirble to wriggle.
Let me go! Unhand me!
And I'll look over at the wizard and I'll say, I have it.
Yes, I see that.
I suppose I could put him into the bag of holding, but I'm not sure about the interactions that would cause.
Oh, the manacles might just fall right off, depending on how the bag was constructed.
I suppose I'll have to carry him.
Indeed.
Wouldn't be the worst thing I've carried.
Strange that he's not stinging you, isn't it?
That is unusual.
Maybe he just can't get it up.
Oh no. I can't have him attack me. Unfortunately. Has he tried to sting you?
Yes, several times.
Interesting.
Even the loneliness of Cormyr's enemies tremble in the face of our mighty war wizards.
I am, I would note, wearing rather thick gloves. And full armor.
True, that is true.
Though perhaps his master has other plans.
He's just standing there.
You should just leave so you don't have any more uncomfortable
I'm gonna
questions.
point at the circle. I'm like, the circle?
Right, yes. You're sure he's safe? It's safe. You're not going to release him.
I have him. Squeeze a little tighter on Scribble.
Your choice, intimidation or deception.
They're both the same.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me... There's gotta be something I can do something on here. Oh! I can let him attack.
Yeah, because he's a warlock familiar.
I can forego one of my attacks to have him attack.
Correct.
Yeah, I was like, do I have that? But I don't. But I do because I'm a warlock and not a regular familiar. I'm gonna tell him to sting me.
So Scribble goes stock still for a moment, looks up at you. You can tell that that look is sheer confusion, but it might possibly look like sudden anger. Mentally, Scribble replies, "Are you sure, Master?"
No, but do it anyways.
Does a 17 hit?
My AC is 17.
Okay. His stinger whips up, and you take... Wait, why is that? Hold on.
Yeah, it's weird. It didn't seem right.
Yeah, that's definitely not right. Here's why. Okay, you take 4 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Con save. Oh, Jesus.
In here, I don't know why it's not in here properly. Go, that should work. So 4 piercing and 9 poison. As he whips his tail around and just injects it straight through your leather gloves.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my! Are you alright?
A little bit of poison never stopped me before.
Oh dear.
But I'll manage. I had a bit of false life already going.
Oh. Maybe you're right.
Caution
Maybe
in my
should just
line of work,
destroy it.
after all.
Maybe this is not so safe.
Do I get any
You can have
advantage on
advantage.
my
Yeah, you can have
deception
advantage.
check for that? Okay. Thank you. The things I do for advantage.
That's a good starting roll for you.
Please be better.
Nope.
Well, you know what? I'll take an 11.
He... so you'd like me to let you out even though he's doing that?
I'm barely even tickled.
What's the other option? Just let him sting you until you're dead.
Frankly, yes. Oh, wizards. You've got a good hold on him, yes?
I do.
Not gonna...
If you squeeze him harder, does he go?
He reaches up. He reaches up and with a toe just gently scuffs the circle, killing the magic, and then darts through the
curtain.
The curtain in the back. Please leave with him!
What about that,
Leave it on the counter, please.
I'll have to come back with the copy.
Yes, yes,
We'll arrange for
yes.
payment.
Leave?
No, okay. You don't need to be so jumpy. I have it in hand.
Literally.
Perhaps you should think about joining the War Wizard yourself. We could
Oh
use
no!
someone of your
Oh no!
talents.
Oh no! I'm not cut out for this life. Please just leave.
And I'll go out with Skirple.
Uh-huh.
And I'll project the since he's in the other room, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll project to Skirble to change into one of his other forms.
Yeah, he
before we
immediately
leave
turns
the
back into a
building.
raven.
Yeah. And I'll grab the manacles that fall off as we
Uh-huh.
exit and put those away and have him perch on my shoulder.
Uh-huh.
And then we'll head back to the inn. How did you get yourself caught?
That man is so jumpy. I simply flew by and he detected me, and then there was this net, and it was all very sudden.
You'll have to lie low while they're in town for the rest of the time here.
Yes, master.
Good job with your acting.
Thank you. I always thought of myself as something of a thespian.
Certainly better than your ability to not get caught.
It's not my fault.
I'll let him suffer in that as we walk back to the...
Yeah. All right.
And I'll go ahead and unsummon him before we go in, just in case.
Yep. So did you leave 200 gold for the guy, as you said you were gonna?
He did that before they...
No, the guy
Yeah,
said we'll handle it after, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did leave the price for the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, for the 2 spells that he cast to restrain Skirble.
Yeah. I'm going to pay for my familiar messing up.
Yep.
I understand that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so now you got Skirble back, and I believe that's the end of this day. So that's day 2 done.
And that's just a short rest, right?
Technically, no, because you still meet the requirements for another long rest if you guys would like. But I'm
Oh.
not.
Oh,
I'm
good.
not
I
going to
would-
make you roll for it this time. What?
I would like another long rest to get rid of the fucking exhaustion I got for this guy's reality anchors.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you can all take
Yeah.
another long rest. It is now the 24th of chess.
Awesome. And I got my hit point back. Yay.
And your exhaustion goes away because...
Even more importantly, yay.
Yeah.
The... So can I extrapolate that if I cast regular spells as rituals, I should be able to bypass the downside?
You suspect that the effects are easier to control. Doesn't mean it won't happen.
Right. Well, I need to cast Amanuensis to copy that
Yep.
crafting recipe anyways. Or I just copy it by hand, I guess, like a fucking champ.
Yeah, it would take you about 4 hours to copy by hand. And probably
Yeah,
about
see.
20 gold worth of ink.
Or how much with Amanuensis?
What's the price on Amanuensis? I haven't looked at it recently.
10 gold pieces.
Well, there you go then.
I mean, how long?
Oh,
Would it take any longer than usual?
No, it's just a minute to cast the spell, right? Plus 10 minutes for ritual.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that.
Okay, then we're gonna do...
I'll actually make 2 copies of it.
Yeah, no magical backlash. For the first time. Let me do the second time.
Oh boy.
You are casting twice, so... No, you're fine.
Hooray! Because I want a copy to send to the boss.
Mhm.
Because this is a big deal.
It is. Honestly, probably one of the biggest things that came out of Esther's study of this place. All right. So that'll take you an hour-ish total to put all that together. So you guys are now on the 24th. What do you want to do for downtime on this day? This is day 3 of your 4 days.
Take a wild guess.
Are you gambling again?
Yeah.
Let's go. You sure you don't want to up your bet? You could up your bet.
Mornings have been rough. He's actually gonna only bet 50.
Okay. Good start. That's a real good start. That's pretty good too. One more.
Shit. I knew it was coming.
Ooh. You still walk away with 75 gold in your pocket.
Okay.
So, yeah. Not terrible. Not amazing.
Yeah.
But not terrible. Who else is doing something today?
Nice. I'm going to resummon Skirble.
Yes, master.
I need your assistance in putting
Of
this
course.
reality anchor back together.
Ooh. Reality anchor. May I see the directions?
Yeah, I'll give him one of the copies to look over.
And he reads it voraciously. You have never seen Skirble more interested in a thing than he is interested in reading this recipe.
Knowledge. It's what's for
Knowledge.
dinner.
Turns out he's some sort of book imp. Oh, yes, this should be very easy, master. Shall we begin?
Yes.
And it's an Arcana check.
Okay. I have advantage from Scribble?
You do have advantage from Scribble.
Hooray! I'm glad I saved him.
Yeah. No problem. You get it back, put back together. You now have a reality anchor. Give me a moment and I will update your sheet.
Hell yeah.
Remember that will cost you... it actually only costs you a quarter of the stone that you have.
Oh.
Because you had enough to make 2, but you didn't need all of one for this one because you're repairing, not creating.
Yeah, I had enough for 2.5. Because I got 2.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Just in case. So, like a half pound off?
Yeah.
Why am I... Nope. How do I...
Or fake spending all
I
that
see.
time for stone that we didn't need.
Well, you could use
Look,
it.
as long as she's not told that she didn't need to do that, she'll be fine.
There we go. So we're going to remove this one. It is no longer here. And give you...
Although, if she's being honest, it was kind of fun.
That's just because Tormund is great. Here you go. 1 reality anchor on your sheet.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Dun 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 dun.
All right, who else is doing something for downtime today?
If Kaelen expresses somewhere that she can hear that he's going to work on brewing, Fig will go with him and help.
I would. I'd talk about it.
All right, let's get some brewing rolls going. You have advantage. I mean, damn.
Hell yeah.
That's a good start.
Brewing's a team sport!
All right. So yeah, that's 1 success. Wait, what's the DC on that? It's 15, right?
15, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And thanks to Fig's help, you get 2 successes
Alright.
today. Pretty good. Val, you want to do your second rolls for the second set of gambling for the
Thanks, Lady Figwyn.
Of course.
Yeah.
day? Let's do it.
And this time, he's betting 200.
200. Oh boy. You better hope I rolled low on these DCs.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Really
Not
hope
off
you
to a
did
good
roll low.
start. Not off to a good start.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
Yes,
a worse
this
roll.
is perfect.
Yep. How much you gonna lose today?
Yeah.
Oh, no! You only had
Rough.
space for 1 worse and you still found it.
So, despite the fact that all of those were bad rolls, you do walk away with 100 gold in pocket. You only lose half of what you started with.
Okay.
And Del, are you just working the shop today?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That ends day 3. 1 more day.
I put together the thing. Don't I have a half a day to work with?
No, it took you a whole day to work on that.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
Yeah, crafting magic items takes a lot.
Can I borrow your downtime fee?
I mean, she can go hang out as a dog in whatever you're using as your study here, and that should give you a moral buff, right?
I suppose that's
Everybody's
true. Would it?
better when they're near a dog.
Do I have any time on that day to go back to the magic circle?
Yes.
Okay, because I'd like to.
Yeah,
Figure out a
you only
sale
have 8
that's-
hours of downtime, but you can do other things around your downtime.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I'll
So
go
are
back
you-
I think we
alone.
should
I'm not
call
going
it
to bring.
hobby time, not downtime, because it's very
Scourge.
confusing.
Crime is a lot of hobbies.
All right, so you're gonna head back to the warding circle. You make your way back. Like Kelvin looks slightly less distressed this time, but when you enter, he... Oh, Master War Wizard.
I have made copies of the reality anchor crafting recipe.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. How much do you want for it?
It seems like this is a very useful item.
Indeed. How much?
Hmm. 2,000 gold?
2,000. How does it work?
A fair question. If you would like, I can give you a demonstration.
Oh, that would be delightful.
I'm going to take out my reality anchor.
He immediately leans over and studies it, like adjusts his glasses a little bit. Such a simple little thing.
And it is a moderate area of reality around you. Just enough for 10 or so people to huddle together.
Well, by all means, demonstrate.
And I'll activate it.
It is like stepping out of a smog-filled street into a hermetically sealed environment. It is relieving.
I immediately cast Prestidigitation to make my hair.
Yeah, of course you do.
Because it's been so grimy, and it's not even like, you can only do so much with a real physical comb.
Yeah, of course.
For once, my mustache like retwirls itself.
You actually see Kelvin scooches just a little closer, and then also starts casting Prestidigitation on himself. Oh, this is so nice. Oh.
And I cast False Life on myself.
How long does it last?
Only about a minute at a time.
Ah, yes. And does it move?
Well, let's find out. I'll move and see if the zone moves with me.
It moves with you.
It does move with me.
So it would seem. Are there any limitations that you're aware of?
Not that I've ran into, or they're listed in the notes.
Fascinating.
Other than it only lasting for a minute, you can only use it once a day.
And how frequently can it be used?
Once a day.
Once per day, yes.
Now, can I turn it off? Like, is it 1 minute at a time, or is it like increments?
You don't know.
Well, I know by reading the thing.
No, you don't.
Oh, darn. I'm going to try something. So if you want any other spells cast, to do it now.
Let me think. Ah, yes. And you see him go through the motions of casting Sending.
That's fair. And you know what? I'm also going to cast Sending.
He just goes, oh, right, yeah, I wanted to call somebody.
I'm going to send to Ganrahast. Let me make sure this is 25.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Scar makes reporting difficult. Found plans for reality anchor to banish effects of the scar or any disturbance of magic. Sending plans to you.
Excellent. I will have it archived within the Royal Library. You'll be sent a finder's fee based on the usefulness. Keep me appraised of developments.
Have you made your communications?
I have, yes.
I'm going to deactivate it and see if I can reactivate it.
Oh,
If
yes.
that minute is a flexible amount or just once
That's
at a time. So I'll deactivate it.
It doesn't deactivate.
It doesn't deactivate.
No, seems like you can't deactivate it early.
Well, that's one answer. You can continue to cast until the minute is up. It cannot be deactivated or reactivated later. It is 1 minute at a time.
Quite limited.
Uninterruptible.
Quite limited. I think 2,000 might be a bit steep for it.
But it is uninterruptible, so no one can stop the process once started.
Certainly, but then it costs quite a bit to craft it as well. Yes, I think you're
It costs
perhaps...
less to craft it because of your location, though.
Well, only if I'm willing to go to the Scar myself. I think you're off by an order of magnitude on that price.
And what is your counter offer?
200.
200.
Mm-hmm.
$1,500.
Oh, with respect, Master, what was it? It's just simply well beyond what I could afford for a recipe like this.
$750, the cost to create one. Or thereabouts.
But then I would also have to pay the cost to create one to have one.
But I would be able to create a second one in exchange for this.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, poop. I should have brought Fig with me. Just imagine him just dragging Fig, who's like, where are we going? Oh my god.
$200 really should be fair for it.
500.
Good luck, Master War Wizard.
Okay. I'll go.
Alrighty.
Keep my recipe.
Alright, it is now the 25th of chess. Last day of downtime. Who's doing what?
I will help Kaelen with his brew again.
I'll probably spend. I'll do half a day of the brewer's supplies and half a day of glaive.
Alrighty. Let's get both of those rolls. You have advantage on the brewer's supplies. Ooh, no progress today. But pretty good progress on the glaive. Alright, and then...
Well, I had advantage on the brewers, right? So I just rolled that for the 22.
Oh, I must have misread. Oh, yeah, I see.
Sorry, I rolled them both at once, which
you rolled
was,
the strength.
you know, to
see. I see. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
I thought that second
to make it
10...
super confusing.
Yeah, I thought the 7 was the second roll on the brew supplies. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you do get progress on that and a little bit of progress on the glaive. Cool. Del, you working at the shop again?
Yeah.
You gonna do any more sleight of hand practice?
Yeah, there's going to be some things that I could practice with in the shop, so
I'll let you do one of those while working.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your roll. Fal, are we doing some more gambling? What's your bet?
200.
200 in the morning. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Insight.
On it. Come on.
Oh,
go.
that's a good start.
All right.
Bow, 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 bow.
I'm going to give you advantage on your next roll for rolling in that
That's
20 there.
very fair, I think, because 20s are awesome.
Huge. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I'm going to give you advantage on your
That
next
was-
roll.
Oh my god.
Can you do the hat trick? Nope.
I
You
didn't
still
roll
got
with
advantage.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, it would have been
Still,
amazing.
That's a pretty solid roll still, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a nod level roll.
You walk away
Holy shit.
with 800 gold pieces.
Well, I think that
Nice.
came out to your advantage.
I.
And several suspicious looks.
All right. Insight check to see if I'm still welcome to gamble.
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check. The owner of the place has no problem with you taking money from the other patrons. The other patrons... You can go back again. Just suffice to say that it is at risk. There are consequences for... there may be complications. Let me put it that
Mhm.
way.
Okay.
Man. That's awesome.
While
Because
while you
some-
decide whether or not you want to continue with that, Corthynd, what's your downtime for the day?
I am going to work on my loquacious sending.
Okay, go ahead and make. Are you doing 2?
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing 2 of that.
Okay, spend 2 of your ink and go ahead and make 2 rolls.
Oh.
The DC's 13, right?
DC 17.
Ooh, right, 17. Well, one of them failed. Oh, 2 failures.
Oh.
That is 2 failures on your
Oh.
list. Let me.
Cal took all the luck for today.
No. Oh no.
Let me have a look at this and remind myself here how it works.
Fuck.
I believe you're fine still for now.
Is that regular ink or magic ink that used?
They're the same now.
Oh, right.
There's no difference between regular ink and magical ink.
Right.
Ink is ink.
Just all ink is expensive as hell.
Ink is 10 gold for a vial. Here we are. So let's see here. 3 plus the spell's level failures. So it's a level 3 spell, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you've only got 2 of 6 failures. You're still okay.
And 4 of 9 progress.
Yep.
Nail biting.
Yep. All right. Val. Are you going back?
I was on a lucky streak. Can't last that long, guys.
You're going
I'll go back.
Oh boy.
I'll bet another 200.
Okay, give me 1 sec. Let me set it up. All right.
This is like
Let's-
watching our guildmates clean each other out on raid night.
Let's see how you do.
See?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You guys got nothing to worry about.
Uh-huh.
Not
You
my
lose all 200 gold. In fact, you owe a debt of another 200.
All right.
That's a big loss.
So you lose 400 gold. I mean, he's still way the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
He's up like
It all evens out.
He's up like 500 gold for the week.
I've made back the money I gave Corthin. That was my kind of the soft goal.
And you might have just allayed suspicions, although they might also think that you're hustling. All right.
Yeah.
I think we're going to end here for the evening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Give me a moment, and I will figure out experience, and then we'll be done.
It was a curious session today.
And we will pick up with next session with you guys. What level are you guys? 6 right now?
7.
7, okay. We'll pick up
Very
next
nearly
session with you guys. Doing the thing, meeting with
We're not-
Lysandra again.
Hugely, very nearly 8.
Oh,
Not
I
nearly
guess
as
that
close
bar
as
isn't as.
your Tuesday game, which we left you 100 from level for some reason.
Yeah, because you're rude.
You each gain 580 XP. It has been awarded to your sheets. I will double check for
number go up.
inspirations here in a bit.
Yeah, that little weight bar, I guess, is
Those
just
of
decorative.
you-
I thought it was.
Who are human already have inspiration, so make sure if your inspiration is not checked and you are human that you check it.
We don't get that in this game.
Oh, you're right. We don't get that in this game.
We get to add our
No,
proficiency
wait.
bonus to it, which
Everybody
is what I-
does. Everybody gets inspiration. That's why you don't get it in this game. A long rest gives inspiration, so everybody should have inspiration.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Which makes it easy on you, really.
It's been so long since we've had a long rest.
Yeah, so there you go. You all have inspiration. And that'll be the end of the session. Thank you all for coming. I hope you had a great evening. See you next week.